So today we're going through my fruit trees. This is my Turkish fig and my cherry tree in the background, and this is my persimmon tree. And I'm basically looking through and trying to figure out like when all of the leaves will be dropping, because as soon as they do, then I can go ahead and get these trees trimmed back and pruned for the winter. I usually like to do that towards the end of fall, beginning of winter. And as you can see, I've got some beautiful persimmons on this tree. This tree's about 3 years old. I've got some passion fruit vines. I've already picked all the passion fruit. These are 2 vines, believe it or not. I have so much fruit comes off of that. These are some new avocado trees that I planted about a year ago. I've got a Haas and I believe it's a Fuerte. And it's the A and B tree so that they would pollinate good. This is my pixie peach tree. I get a ton of fruit off this little tiny tree, and it's kind of in a little corner of my yard. This is my Katy apricot. Again, I get a lot of fruit off of this tree. As you can see, the leaves are starting to turn. So as they fall, we're going to get closer to taking these limbs and pruning them back quite a bit this year. The next tree I have is my Hancock peach. I don't know why I called it in Alberta, but this is a Hancock peach, and this particular tree is actually turning color really good. It's starting to have some red and yellow leaves. They're starting to fall. And this tree was loaded. It was actually breaking branches this last year. So I'm going to be doing a heavy pruning on that. This is the Alberta peach. And this tree is golden. This is my favorite fruit tree that I own. It's just got the most delicious fruit. This is my white nectarine. I've got a yellow nectarine tree right next to it. Both of them are heavy producers. I had so much fruit between those 2 trees, and I don't particularly like nectarines in the store, but I love fresh nectarines off the tree. Next to this, I've got a white seeded pomegranate. Now, these are at a point where they're just about ready. Some of them are actually starting to split apart. So I'm going to be picking some of those. I didn't know this was a white seeded pomegranate. I don't care for it as much as the red, but it's a beautiful tree, and I do use some of that for decorations at Thanksgiving. And I've got a few fruit on that. I wouldn't say it's overwhelming, but it's good. This tree is my European plum. Not only do I get hundreds and hundreds of plums off of that tree, but it has grown like a weed. It's just huge. And then right next to that tree, I've got a little pluot tree. It also is doing well. And then I've got my Fuji apples. And my Fuji apple tree is another one of my favorite trees. And in the front, I got my first Asian pears this year. I'm also going to show you some of my mint herbs. I've got thyme. I've got oregano next to it. And then next to that, I've got some rosemary growing. And this is just a little herb garden I have growing on the side of my house, right next to my roses. I've got a red, a peach, and a pink rose. And they are really, really beautiful rose bushes. I get a lot of flowers. I'll be doing a heavy pruning on those as well. And this is just a little basil. So in addition today to going through and kind of reviewing all the work I need to do on my fruit trees, I'm going to be making some food for the hummingbirds. I want to fill up my hummingbird feeder. So if you've never made hummingbird food, it's really easy. Let me show you. It's basically 1 part sugar to 4 parts water. Then all I'm going to do is put this on the stove. I'm not even going to bring it to a boil. Just as soon as the sugar dissolves, I'm going to take it off and let it cool. So my hummingbird food is completely ready. It's all dissolved, but I'm still going to let it cool down. I want it nice and cool before I put it in the glass feeder. And I think while I've got this time, I'll go ahead and wash the feeder and just get it all cleaned up. So while I'm waiting for my hummingbird food to cool down, I decided to go ahead and get my dinner started. So first I'm going to start off, I'm going to oven roast some of those little baby potatoes. To this, I'm just going to spray some grapeseed oil, just a little tiny bit. I'm going to put a little bit of salt on it. This is just some pink Himalayan sea salt. I've got some garlic and parsley that I'm just going to sprinkle on. And then I've got some cracked black pepper. And I've got my oven set for 400 degrees. And all I'm going to do is just throw these in there, and then I will check them in about 15 minutes. So those garlic seasonings come with a bag. Now you can use chicken breast, you can use chicken, you can use turkey. I really like the boneless thighs. So I know there are a few more points, but I don't care. It's one of those things that's really worth it to me. So I'm just gonna fill this up so that all the chicken is completely coated. And I'm just gonna throw it in the air fryer just like this. I've got 4 pieces. I think I've got 4, maybe I've got 3. We'll see. I'm only gonna eat one, so it's not gonna matter. All right, so I'm just gonna take the air fryer chicken, put it in the air fryer. I set it at 400 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes. So there's my hummingbird feeder. I've got it up there by my birdhouse. It's all filled up with hummingbird food, and yeah, so it's all ready for the hummingbirds. So after 15 minutes, I go ahead and I turn the chicken, and it's just, there's no words to describe how good this house smells right now. This chicken is so good. I have made it so many times. Now it also comes in like a Parmesan garlic. I prefer the barbecue myself. I usually take whatever barbecue sauce I have left over, and I kind of sprinkle a little bit on top of the chicken. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in the air fryer for another 12 minutes. So it's 15 on one side, 12 on the other. So the roasted potatoes are 2 points. It's 3 points for the air fryer chicken thigh, 0 points for the persimmon off my tree and the green beans. Delicious dinner is only 5 points. Let's give it a try. I just want to try this chicken for you because it's so good. You have to try this. Delicious. Very good. Thanks for watching me today. Thanks for seeing what's going on. Fall time in California. We're a little slow. We're just now getting out of the 90s. Thank goodness. And I'm just gonna have a nice dinner, filled up my hummingbird feeder, and just kind of making plans with the things I'm gonna have to do over the next couple months with my trees. So thanks again and have a good night. Bye-bye.